Dear members of the State Commission, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, today we are holding a traditional meeting of the State Commission to confirm the assignment of the prime and backup crew of Soyuz TMA-17M. As you all know, the Chief Designer Commission, the State Commission, and our colleagues from the Federal Space Agency have approved the final preparation of the spacecraft, and they have also confirmed that all ground facilities are ready. So they made a decision to approve the launch of Soyuz TMA-17M on July 23rd with an international crew. Yesterday, according to our schedule, the rocket test was successful and the rocket was rolled out to the launch pad. All work was performed in full. So our agenda for today's meeting is the presentation by the head of Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center, Yuri Lonchikov, on his suggestion on the composition of the prime and backup crew. Dear members of the State Commission, dear colleagues, in order to perform Expedition 44-45 long-duration program, we have the following crew members that have completed training in full. Prime crew consisting of Oleg Kononenko, Soyuz Commander ISS 4445 flight engineer, Kimiya Yui, JAXA astronaut, Soyuz and ISS flight engineer, Kjell Lindgren, NASA astronaut, Soyuz and ISS flight engineer, and backup crew consisting of Yuri Malenchenko, Soyuz Commander ISS flight engineer, Timothy Kopra, Soyuz flight engineer and ISS flight engineer, Timothy Peak, Soyuz and ISS flight engineer. All crew members have passed their qualification examinations. They successfully completed their integrated simulations, and according to the Chief Medical Board conclusion, all crew members are deemed to be ready for the mission. Upon the completion of training at GCTC, the Interstate Agency Commission for Crew Readiness has reviewed the results of the training and came to the following conclusions: that all crew members of Expedition 44-45 are ready for the mission on Soyuz TMA-17M and the ISS Russian segment. The preparation program has been completed in full, and based on the aforementioned, we propose that the State Commission confirm the assignment of the prime crew for Soyuz TMA-17M. Prime crew consisting of Oleg Kononenko, Soyuz Commander ISS flight engineer, Kimiya Yui and Kjell Lindgren, Soyuz and ISS flight engineers, and backup crew consisting of Yuri Malenchenko, Timothy Peak and Timothy Kopra. Thank you very much. The State Commission has made a decision to approve the composition of the prime and backup crew of Soyuz TMA-17M. Prime crew consisting of Oleg Kononenko, Roscosmos, flight engineer Kimiya Yui, JAXA, and flight engineer Kjell Lindgren, NASA, and backup crew consisting of Yuri Malenchenko, Roscosmos, Timothy Kopra, NASA, and Timothy Peak, ESA. Second, we also approve further preparation of the launch facilities for the upcoming launch. Do you have any issues? Does anyone have any objections? All right, we are ready to sign this resolution. And I would like to give the floor to Mr. Komarov, head of the Space Agency. Dear Oleg, Kimiya, Kjell, Timothy, Yuri, first of all, congratulations on the successful completion of the training. I have investigated that, and I can see that you excelled at your training, and I see that you have also passed all the examinations. I would like to congratulate Oleg, Kimiya, and Kjell on their upcoming flight on Soyuz TMA-17M, and that they were assigned with all these objectives for the expedition 4445. And please go back to Earth safe and sound. We will be waiting for you here. Thank you. I would like to give the floor to the ISS program manager at NASA, Michael Safradini.
Oleg, Kimiya, Kjell, congratulations on successfully completing your training. It's kind of amazing that in less than 2 days you'll be on board ISS with Scott, Misha, and Gennady, and I know they're looking forward to it.
Олег, Кимия и Kjell, поздравляю вас с успешным завершением подготовки. Даже не просто подумать, что через 2 года вы будете находиться на борту МКС с текущей там экспедицией и будете вместе с ними работать.
I know that we've had sort of a challenging period with logistics vehicles over the last few months, but Progress, of course, returned to flight here early July. We have an HTV that's bound to come visit you here in about 3 weeks. The Cygnus spacecraft is on schedule to return to servicing ISS in early December, and I think Dragon will be there about that time as well.
Я знаю, что у нас были некоторые сложности с кораблями грузовыми в рамках доставки грузов к МКС, но у нас полетел «Прогресс» в начале июля, скоро через 3 недели полетит корабль HTV, затем «Cygnus» в начале декабря и, наконец, корабль SpaceX, который также доставит грузы на МКС.
And you know, my hat's off to the ground teams that support you, both across the international partnership, the planners, the sustainers, the operators, who work so hard and plan forward such that today on orbit we have plenty of consumables, plenty of spare parts, indeed quite a bit of research to be conducted.
Хотел бы поблагодарить всех тех, кто участвовал в подготовке данной программы, планировщиков, всех профессионалов на Земле, которые убедились в том, что сегодня на орбите у нас достаточное количество расходуемых материалов, есть все необходимое, есть необходимый ZIP и даже есть все необходимое для проведения научных экспериментов.
So we're looking very forward to having you guys on board to conduct that research that is unique to ISS and benefits us all here on the ground.
Поэтому с нетерпением ожидаем вашего прибытия на МКС для проведения научных экспериментов, которые будут на благо всех жителей на Земле.
So from all of us here on the ground that will benefit from what you're about to go do, we wish you good luck and Godspeed.
I'd like to give the floor to the director of the ISS program of JAXA.
Munazabud Masamiyake. It's my great pleasure to be here as the ISS program manager of Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA.
Добрый день. Очень большая для меня честь находиться здесь в качестве руководителя программы японского аэрокосмического агентства.
First of all, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the Russian colleagues for their outstanding effort to accomplish the all-flight readiness activities for TMA-17A Soyuz launch.
Во-первых, хотел бы поблагодарить и всех российских коллег и поздравить их с проведением всех операций для подготовки пилотируемого корабля «Soyuz TMA-17M».
I also would like to congratulate all the prime crew and the backup crew to be certified for the flight readiness. And Yui Kimiya is one of our next generation JAXA astronauts.
Хотел бы поздравить и основной экипаж, и дублирующий экипаж с утверждением их к полету. И хотел бы сказать, что Kimiya Yui является нашим астронавтом нового поколения.
Kimiya has been working very hard and making every effort to accomplish his training as perfect as possible.
Kimiya очень усердно работал для того, чтобы завершить подготовку и сделать это как можно более идеально.
I assume that his skill and strong spirit will definitely contribute this mission, and he's keeping a good teamwork with Oleg Kononenko and Joe Lindgren.
Я уверен, что его знания и его устремленность поможет ему в работе с замечательным экипажем Олегом Кононенко и Kjellом Lindgreном.
And this flight, JAXA will also launch some sample of the protein crystal growing experiment as a joint research between JAXA and Russia.
И также в рамках этого полета JAXA будет доставлять эксперимент, в рамках которого будет изучаться рост кристалла белка, и будет он проводиться совместно между Роскосмосом и JAXA.
It is one of our important symbols to maximize our outcome from the ISS activity as a benefit for the humanity.
Это действительно одна из наших целей – максимальную получить отдачу от научных экспериментов на борту на благо всего человечества.
I believe that this important joint research will be conducted by those three crew members and outstanding the outcome to our research community.
Я надеюсь, что вот этот важный эксперимент, в котором будут участвовать все три члена экипажа, действительно подарит нам прекрасные результаты на благо всех людей на Земле.
So we JAXA will like to extend this collaboration between JAXA and Russia in other area, and also they keeping some commitment to support all the important activities, including the one-year stay.
Естественно, мы хотели бы в будущем расширить наше совместное сотрудничество с Российской Федерацией, не только работать в рамке данного эксперимента, и также мы будем оказывать всю необходимую поддержку для проведения годового полета, который на данный момент проходит на МКС.
So, on my conclusion, we JAXA is ready to support this mission, and we commit to bring the triumph for our strong partnership.
I would like to give the floor to the commander of Soyuz TMA-17M, Oleg Kononenko. On behalf of my crew, I would like to say thank you to all specialists who were supporting our training, who were preparing our rocket and our spacecraft. And of course, each of us will be performing our scientific programs, and there can be no doubts about it. We will do our best. And to our backup crew, I would like to say good luck on the completion of your training. And in December, we will be welcoming you on the ISS. I'd like to give the floor to Kimiya now. First of all, thank you very much for everything. I would like to say thank you to all specialists who were supporting us during this lengthy process, and to those people who keep working to support us, who did so much for us. Thank you so much. So this time, of course, we're confident that the rocket and the spacecraft are safe and nominal. And thank you so much for making sure that it is so. And of course, my training here in Russia and in English, since these are not my native languages, was pretty challenging. However, I've always felt support from all the instructors and specialists, and I tried to do my best. I'm here now, and I'm very happy and excited to represent my country, Japan, and my agency, JAXA. And you have just learned that Kimiya means a turtle in Japanese. That means that when I get into my spacecraft, I might not be very fast, but I will make sure that I'm performing all my tasks accurately and precisely, thinking about them. And I know that our expedition will be very successful. And I will try to prove it once again. I'm very excited and happy to work with all of you. And I'm very proud to be here. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. I would like to give the floor to Kjell Lindgren. Thank you very much. 40 years ago, two crews from two great countries met in space for the first time, the United States and the USSR. And it all happened during this space race. And it has marked the beginning, the stepping stone of our successful cooperation in future. And I'm very proud to be part of this legacy of Soyuz Apollo mission. And the ISS is an amazing achievement and product of such cooperation. And I'm sure it will be a very good example to show everyone what we can do together when we work together. I'm sure that our spacecraft that is called Soyuz, so that also has some legacy from the past. And I can say that in cooperation with other countries and other partners, we can achieve a lot more than each country can achieve on its own. So, over a lot of years, our cosmonauts and astronauts were proving that. And we are very grateful right now for this opportunity. Our spirit is strong. Our hearts are happy, our mind is calm, and our hands are ready to work. Thank you. I would like to congratulate you on the selection that you have been selected to fly on Soyuz TMA-17M. Have a safe flight and also safe return back to Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, in accordance with the ISS flight program, on July 23, 2015, Soyuz TMA-17M will launch from Baikonur with an international crew, expeditions 44-45. Today, during the meeting of the State Commission,
good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
The composition of prime and backup crew were confirmed.
The launch of the Soyuz TMA-17M transport manned vehicle with a long-duration 44-45 expedition crew on board is scheduled for July 23, 2015 from Baikonur Cosmodrome. The State Commission has approved the prime and backup crews as follows.
Prime crew, Soyuz Commander ISS 4445 flight engineer, Roscosmos cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko.
Prime crew, Soyuz Commander ISS 4445 flight engineer Oleg Kononenko, Roscosmos, Russia.
Soyuz flight engineer, ISS flight engineer Kimiya, JAXA astronaut.
Engineer ISS 4445 flight engineer Kimiya, JAXA, Japan.
Soyuz flight engineer 2 and ISS flight engineer Kjell Lindgren, NASA astronaut.
ISS 4445 flight engineer Kjell Lindgren, NASA, US.
Backup crew consisting of Soyuz Commander, ISS flight engineer, Roscosmos cosmonaut Yuri Malenchenko.
ISS flight engineer Yuri Malenchenko, Roscosmos, Russia.
Soyuz flight engineer, ISS flight engineer, NASA astronaut Timothy Kopra.
Timothy Kopra, NASA, US.
Flight engineer 2 for Soyuz, ISS flight engineer Timothy Peake, ESA astronaut.
ISS flight engineer Timothy Peake, ESA, Great Britain.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us start our press conference. Your first question, please.
Our press conference, the crews are ready to answer your questions.
Anna Kasanova, Roscosmos TV studio. First of all, congratulations on the successful assignment of the prime crew. And my question is for the prime crew. What is your call sign? And what is your motto, if you have any? We do have a call sign. It is Antares. And we are not musketeers, so that's why we don't have a motto, but we are a spacecraft crew. And I have a question for Timothy Peake, backup crew flight engineer. You're the first British astronaut that was selected by ESA. So what are your thoughts about that? I'm sure that Great Britain is proud of you. Yes, of course, it is a great honor for me to fly to space. The last time when the first British astronaut was in space, it was 20 years ago. And of course, I'm here representing not only Great Britain, but Europe as well. Roman, next question.
Rob Navius, NASA Television. I have two questions for Kjell. The 2-month delay in your launch has posed a number of challenges for the ISS program to overcome to get to this point where everybody is comfortable for launch. How do you and your crewmates feel about the program's reviews of the Soyuz booster, its past record, and your own readiness to climb aboard?
So we are very grateful for the thoroughness that our colleagues here in Russia have spent time looking at the booster and the mishap from 59P. We are very confident the analysis that our own folks back at NASA have conducted, and we're very confident in the rocket at this point. We're very eager to fly. I think from a crew standpoint, the extra 2 months have given us time for some refresher training and an opportunity to rest a little bit more than a crew normally would have in terms of preparing for flight. So I think all of those things taken together, we're ready to go.
And Kjell, your 5-month mission will have a slightly different profile than originally planned due to the delay. In light of that, how critical is the mission overall now? And how important will it be to hit the ground running when you climb on board and be greeted by the one-year crew and Gennady?
Our mission, like the missions that have come before us and the missions that will follow us, our mission is very important in order to bring the crew up to a full complement so that we can fully utilize the capabilities of this incredible international laboratory that we have above the Earth.
Наша миссия, как и все предыдущие полеты на МКС, очень важна с точки зрения использования МКС и с точки зрения проведения различных экспериментов на борту.
We'll have, when our crew arrives on the space station, we'll join the 3 crew members that are already there. That'll effectively double our capability to start doing the science that helps us extend our presence in space and brings benefit back here to Earth.
Мы прибудем на станцию и присоединимся к тем членам экипажа, которые уже в данный момент работают на станции. Таким образом, мы удвоим наши возможности и будем выполнять все поставленные задачи и различные научные эксперименты.
And our preparations are complete, and we are looking forward to getting to work on the International Space Station.
Ilya Petrenko, RT International. Well, first of all, hello to your crew members and congratulations. I have a tricky question for Kjell and Kimiya. However, our viewers at RT International really want to know what you're going to answer to this. We understand that you are top-class professionals, no doubt, but we are all human beings. And let's be frank, the last 3 months were quite difficult for the space industry. So can you please be a little bit more outspoken and tell us what are you going through psychologically when it's your first time going into space, but that is happening after a series of failed launches? Thank you.
Yeah, of course, we had such kind of incident, but I'm always trying to understand everything is positively, and that's actually true, and that is correct, I think. And this, I know that I took a lot of training of Soyuz and Soyuz rocket, and also a lot of examination. So I already know Russian Soyuz is really, really reliable vehicle. But after this instance, actually, many people, not only Roscosmos in Russia, but also NASA and also JAXA people worked really hard to confirm the safety of our vehicle. So I'm pretty confident that next launch gonna be our maybe safest launch. So I'm really happy and feel really safe to go on orbit. So I don't feel any like worry about anything. So that's true, yeah, statement. Yeah.
So I will echo much of what Kimiya has said. It's certainly no fun to see several of the cargo vehicles undergo mishaps. Of course, those are supplies and equipment and very valuable research that thousands of people have spent thousands of hours working on.
Я полностью согласен с Кимией. Конечно, ничего хорошего в произошедшем нет. Очень много было потеряно научного оборудования, над которым работало большое количество специалистов.
And certainly it gives one pause when you see rockets that are taking off, when we ourselves, of course, will be riding on a rocket. It underscores the difficulty of this industry, and it underscores how unforgiving the space environment is. We are grateful for the thoroughness with which our colleagues here in the US and in Japan have studied the progress mishap.
Мы благодарны всем тем специалистам, которые провели огромную работу над устранением нештатных ситуаций, связанных с катастрофой с прогрессом.
We're confident in their findings. We're confident in the rocket. We're confident in our training. And honestly, I think that we all are very excited to fly.
Good evening. Evgenia Dudning from Korolov TV station. I have a question for first-timers, for those who will fly to space for the first time. So during the rollout of the rocket, we had a chance to talk to the family of Kimiya, and your father told us how proud he is of you. So my question to you is, do you remember the moment when you told your family that you're going to fly to space for the first time? Thank you very much. Yes, I know about that. I know that yesterday my father was interviewed by Russian journalists, and he, of course, was proud of me. And when I told him about my space flight, he said, yes, absolutely, you should fly. Of course, it is very difficult for every family to accept the fact that you'll be away for such a long time. And it doesn't matter where those families are, in America or in Japan, but of course, it is my job, and I'm planning to do my job very well. Just like I said, it is a great honor for me to be selected to fly to space, and I hope everything will go nominally. And my family and myself, we hope for a nominal launch, and I'm very confident and I'm very happy that I'm flying to space. Thank you. Any other questions? When you arrive to the station, do you have any tradition how the current ISS crew meets the newcomers? Do you have any plans how you're going to celebrate that? It's really hard to single out any traditions. The most important part for us is to have all the necessary things that we are going to need during the first days of our stay on the ISS. Of course, we will need to wash our face, we need to wash our hands, we need to prepare ourselves for work. First of all, we'll need to take care of ourselves, and after that, we will take care of the urgent experiments that will need to be unstowed and moved somewhere. After that, we will open our food containers, and hopefully we'll have a good dinner or breakfast, whatever. Any other questions?
Hi, I have a question from the astronaut NASA. Could you tell me your impression for the Russian hospitality during your stay in Russia? For example, staff, people, or sometimes meal. What are the unique point compared with NASA, Houston?
Well, I've trained and lived here for almost on and off for almost 2.5 years now.
Я проходил подготовку и, можно сказать, жил в России на протяжении 2,5 лет.
And I really feel like Russia is a second home for me now.
И для меня сейчас Россия является вторым домом.
The people are warm and generous, and I really enjoy my time here.
Люди очень тепло ко мне относятся, они здесь очень щедрые, и я действительно наслаждался своим времяпровождением здесь, в России.
I feel like when the Apollo Soyuz mission 40 years ago started and opened the doors for this type of cooperation in space, that it really laid the groundwork for the type of cooperation that we have today.
И сейчас мы отметили 40 лет назад наши два великих государства выполнили совместную работу по осуществлению проекта «Союз Аполлон».
And I look forward to all of the crews that get to experience living in Russia for the next 40 years.
I have a question for Oleg Kononenko. Are you going to take any private items with you to the station? Do you have any rituals or traditions that you need to perform prior to launch? Thank you. I'm not taking anything unusual. I'm taking photographs of my family, of my friends, of my spouse, of my children, and we have very similar, simple rituals. We will sign the door. After that, we will board the bus number 1, and after that, we will be in the rocket. Okay, thank you. Next question. Hello, everyone. First of all, I wanted to wish you good luck and to ask each of you, do you have any favorite movie about space? It can be a documentary. So I'd like to hear that from each of you. Thank you. I like all movies that are about space. It doesn't matter how precise or accurate those movies are, but for me, it's really interesting to watch such movies, and I like movies that make me want to fly to space.
It's hard to say what my favorite type of space or science fiction film is. I think what I enjoy about that particular genre is that it helps us to imagine what the future may look like, and helps us to imagine a newer and a better tomorrow. And that is, I think, what we are working towards when we explore space.
Yes, I also have a lot of movies that I like, but but my most favorite movie is A Space Train, 999. So it's a space voyage movie. And I also like science fiction. When I was a little boy, I was watching that movie, and it inspired me to become an astronaut later. So when we are in our Soyuz spacecraft, I hope we will have some spare time, and maybe I'll be listening to the music from that movie. I would love to listen to that music in our Soyuz spacecraft, if we have time. I'm a high school student in Korolov, and I have a question for you. Are you always happy to go back to Earth? Or maybe you have second thoughts that you would like to stay on the station for a long time? It's a very good question. Of course, when you work on board the station, you start missing your family, you start missing Earth. But closer to the end of our mission, when we already prepare to depart, I always have that feeling of sadness, because every time I don't know if I have another chance to go to the station, but every time when I get this chance, I'm very happy that I can fly again. Thank you.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Евгений Гробовской.
Hello,
Я из Московского
hello.
государственного университета.
My name is Evgeny Grabovskoy, Moscow State University.
Помечтать, что
I have a question for you.
часто идет много
Can we
разговоров
dream
о
a
всяких
little bit?
суборбитальных прыжках или прочих
Right now, you hear a lot of information about orbital jumps or parachuting or something like that. So, do you think it is possible that in, let's say, 30 or 40 years, such endeavors will be a usual thing for all of us, or there are some barriers and obstacles that can prevent it from happening?
полеты в космос в
So,
ближайшем
do
будущем
you
могут
think
стать
that
достаточно массовыми для широкого круга людей?
flights and space missions will become available for a lot of people on Earth in the near future?
Основной экипаж не хочет отвечать.
Probably the prime crew doesn't want to answer your question, but I would like to say something about it. First of all, I think that it is a huge area that needs developing. And of course, I believe that in future, a lot of people will be going in space, and
Что касается суборбитальных полетов, конечно, проще
suborbital flights
безопасными и комфортными,
first need to be
чтобы большое количество
affordable and safe, and this will ensure the participation from more people who live on Earth. Of course, it is probably closer to space, but not space itself. And
далекая перспектива.
when we are talking about space tourism, I believe that it will happen, but not in the near future.
Вопросы безопасности
First of all, we need to ensure the safety of those tourists, of those people who will be flying to space. When we are talking about ordinary people, not about professional astronauts.
одна из причин, зачем она существует.
But I believe that our profession
Для того, чтобы все люди в будущем
opens that door for other people to fly in space in future. This is why we're here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Sorry, Simon Wishkin, BBC. A question for Tim Peake. Is training to be an astronaut and obviously learning to fly Soyuz and living on the space station. But how do you deal with all the press attention?
Вопрос для Тима Пика от BBC. Я знаю, что вы очень популярен в своей стране. Вы готовились к полету на корабле «Союз» на МКС. Как вы справляетесь с вниманием со стороны прессы?
I think it's fair to say that in the beginning it was a fairly steep learning curve once I was selected as an astronaut along with my European colleagues. But the press attention is part of the job, and it's a very important part of the job. We have to explain to people what we're doing, why we're doing it, and also it's important to put across the point of this international cooperation that has been so successful for the past, greater than 40 years, as Kjell pointed out earlier, with Apollo Soyuz being the stepping stone to what we now have today, and will also lay the foundation for future exploration into the solar system as a combined international partnership.
Hello, my name is Simon from Danish newspaper. First, I'd like to just express my respect for what you're doing. It's fantastic what you guys are up to. And then just the first question, just to avoid any myths for the commander, Mr. Kononenko, could you just comment on the news reports today that there was a slight issue with the rocket and a possible small delay? Could you just tell us if everything is on track and what was the issue today? Apparently the blessing of the rocket was postponed. My second question is about space travel in a bigger perspective. Back in the 60s, there was a golden age of space travel. And today, you guys are traveling tomorrow you're traveling to the ISS, but it's not much further than people were traveling back then. What does it take to give us a new golden age for space travel? Thank you.
Я немножко не понимаю, что вы имеете в виду.
I don't think I understand your question about the rocket. If you're talking about the Progress vehicle, then over the last 2 months, we have received the results and the findings of the special commission that was convened for that purpose. So we believe that we are totally safe. But of course, it took some time to investigate what happened. And I believe that the necessary technical solutions were implemented and in our rocket as well. So I am not worried about the technical condition of our rocket. And we have just had the meeting of the State Commission, and they confirmed that everything is nominal with the rocket. We also had some joint trainings at the spacecraft, and we had no issues.
So as for the second question about kind of a prior age, a golden age of spaceflight, I think that we all agree that we stand on the shoulders of giants and are really leveraging all of the experience that the folks who have gone before us have performed.
Учитывая весь опыт, который до этого был собран, относительно золотого времени я могу сказать, что мы учтем все то, что было до нас сделано, и весь опыт, который был приобретен до этого.
The astronauts and cosmonauts who flew in the 60s and 70s did an amazing job. They were pioneers and completed a lot of the firsts. First person in space, first spacewalk, first rendezvous, going to the moon.
Астронавты, которые летали в 60-х, 70-х годах, они делали невероятную работу. Они выполнили первый выход в открытый космос, выполнили первое сближение, стыковку, первый полет на Луну. Все первые шаги были сделаны этими астронавтами.
I think it is very easy and also correct to think of that time as a golden age of spaceflight.
Это очень правильно, что мы называем это время золотым временем.
I think that we are on the verge of the next golden age. We are currently laying the groundwork for a trip to either back to the moon, to an asteroid, and ultimately to Mars.
И сейчас мы находимся на пороге нового золотого времени, на пороге полетов на Луну, путешествия на Марс.
On the space station, we are learning how to live and work for long durations of time. We are going to need that information as we undergo a trip to Mars.
И на МКС у нас есть замечательная возможность научиться, как вести себя и как жить на протяжении длительного времени. И это поможет нам в будущем для дальнейших исследований и для полета на Марс.
We're solidifying our international partnerships that we will require when we undertake a mission as important and as difficult as a trip to Mars.
И, конечно же, сотрудничество между странами, между нашими странами поможет нам в дальнейших исследованиях, в дальнейших исследованиях, в дальнейших полетах на Марс.
We're supporting commercial operations that are capable of resupplying vehicles in low Earth orbit.
Коммерческое взаимодействие помогает нам в совершении полетов.
And at NASA, we are building the Orion vehicle as a part of an international partnership. This is the exploration vehicle that will take us to Mars someday.
Спасибо, прошу вас.
Thank you very much. Next question. Good evening. Thank you very much for what you're doing. I have a question. Do your children want to become cosmonauts or astronauts?
Ну, честно говоря, я не знаю.
Honestly, I don't know if my children want to become cosmonauts, but of course, I will be very happy if they become cosmonauts and enjoy this profession, just like me.
So when it was announced that I was selected to become an astronaut, my family was very excited.
Когда я узнала о том, что меня отобрали в отряд астронавтов, моя семья очень порадовалась за меня.
and my mother-in-law asked my youngest son if he also wanted to be an astronaut.
И мама моей жены спросила моего сына, хочет ли он стать астронавтом в дальнейшем.
And he said, no, I just want to be a normal person.
И он ответил, нет, я просто хочу быть обычным человеком.
But we definitely encourage our children to be whatever they want to be, to work hard, and make their dreams come true as well.
Да, тогда я спросил,
Yes, when I asked my
как ты сказал, медицинской
children,
или ученым, или полицией, да,
they want to
астронавтом, стать
join.
астронавтом. No.
I asked my children if they want to join the police, if they want to become doctors. They said no. We want to be astronauts. It's really a good thing if you have a dream. I think that's already enough.
И, да, может быть, видеть и реальность. И мечта есть.
So you can compare your dream with your reality, and after that, you can try to reach your dream, to achieve your dream, and to be up there. So I hope that I will set a good example for my children in this regard. And if they decide to become astronauts, I'll be very happy. Thank you very much, dear colleagues. We don't have a lot of time today, and I would like to give the floor to Japanese journalists.
NHK の岡田と言います。ゆいさんに質問します。今まさにその席に座っている今の気持ち、そして、もう打ち上げ直前の今の意気込みをお聞かせ願いたいのとですね、今まさにロシア語でですね、まさに夢を持ち続けることは重要だというようなお話をされたかと思うんですけれども、日本人として、そして日本人初のパイロットとしてですね、どういうふうに今その席に座って打ち上げで宇宙に行くことについてですね、どういうふうな思いでいるのかということをお聞かせください。あと目の前にご家族の方がいらっしゃると思うので、ぜひメッセージを送ってもらえますでしょうか。よろしくお願いします。
His question is about how I feel right now. So yeah, well, maybe only one day or a little bit more, we're gonna have a launch in the vehicle. So how do you feel? Yeah, and also we have a family here, so please send a message to my family. So that is his question.
Вопрос Кимии Юи. Вопрос в том, что сейчас остался один день до вашего старта. Какие чувства овладевают вами, и, возможно, ваша семья хочет вам сказать что-то?
Yes, I feel, of course, 100% ready. So I feel really calm, and yeah. And we have really nice commander and also crew like Kjell and also Oleg-san. So I'm really feel calm and comfortable, and also I feel 100% sure our mission will be successful. And also, хочу сказать, у меня
I would like to say that I have wonderful crewmates, and I feel very calm, and I believe that we will launch nominally, and that we will have good luck. And
also, I have a really important mission that is already assigned to capture HTV-5 as a M1. That is really important. So I feel really happy and also really excited about that. У меня будет задача, которая может быть захватить HTV. Это японский грузовой корабль по роботу-манипулятору. Это большая честь для меня. И также это большая задача, поэтому я очень-очень рад и также уверен. И да, это должно быть удачно, да, поэтому я очень-очень много раз постараться буду. И and also a message for my family. I also mentioned a little bit, but a main message for my family is thank you very much for your support. Actually, not only family, but everybody supported, but family support was most biggest and also significant. So I really want to say thank you for my family. поддержку семьей. Это было очень-очень большая, поэтому я очень хочу сказать спасибо вам большое за все, да, для семьи. Спасибо. Да, здесь, да, отец, конечно, это...
Yes, my father is my example. I'm looking up to him. And what he says is very important for me.
Он пример, поэтому я горжусь.
He is an example in my life. He has set that example for me.
He said, my father said, proud of me, but actually he's my goal of my mission. Like a life. So I also really proud of him. So now I'm gonna answer in Japanese, right? Yeah. Извините, я забыл отвечать.
I'm sorry, I forgot to answer in Japanese. I started answering in Russian.
今から日本語で答えます。今の気持ちですけれども、本当にですね、これまで一生懸命訓練をしてきましたし、もう準備もね 100% 整っているので、本当に自信もありますし、本当に安心してこれ打ち上げを待っている状況です。もう本当にロケットの準備もできてますし、クルーも非常に素晴らしい方々なので、本当に私も安心して打ち上げを待って、自信を持って待っていると。で特にですねHTB5 のキャプチャーがありますので、こちらについては非常に大きな任務だなと思ってますので、やる気にも満ちてますし、責任重大なのでしっかりと、その責務を果たしたいなというふうに思ってます。で家族の件ですけれども、やっぱりいろんな方が助けてくれましたけれども、やっぱり家族の支えがないとなかなかねここまでたどり着けないので、家族に対してはやっぱりありがとうというふうに述べたいですね。あとは父が私のところを見てやっぱり誇りに思うというふうに言ってくれましたけれども、私にとってのやっぱり父というのもやっぱり一生懸命働く姿を見て育ってますから、やっぱり目標なんですよね、人生の。そういう面ではやっぱり私も父のことをやっぱり誇りに思いますというメッセージを英語とロシア語と日本語で。Спасибо.
Thank you. That is all.
I'm Japanese news agency Kyodo News. I'm Shigeki Hiroe. Sorry. I want to speak in Japanese. コウノトリ5号機のことですけど、そちらにいる若田さんと一緒にミッションをされるということで、若田さんについてもちょっとコメント一言お願いします。
His question is about HTB5 Konotori, and I mentioned about Konotori, but we're gonna work with Koichi. Together, he's gonna be a Capcom on the ground, and we cooperate each other and do some this task. So please mention about Koichi as well. He asked me. Вопрос так, я сказал, да, HTB о HTB Konotori, японский грузовой корабль. И да, мы с Коичи, японский астронавт, работать вместе. И поэтому, может быть, чуть-чуть разговаривать о Коичи. Это вопрос. Сначала я важно, поэтому японский язык я...
First, I'll answer in Japanese.
やっぱりこういう形で、私が M1 として何ですかね、ロボットアームでキャプチャーをして、でその時にですね地上で若田さんがキャプコムとしてサポートしてくれると。また若田さんはアメリカのまとめ役でもありますし、筑波との連絡役のところも兼ねて、いろんな役割を果たしてくれるということで、私も安心して任務に集中できるなというふうに思ってます。やっぱりロボットアームの技術というのは本当に若田さんが非常に優れていて、私のやっぱり目標でもありますし、ロボットアームだけじゃなくて宇宙飛行士全体としての目標でもあるので、本当に期待も感じますし、その期待を感じながら一生懸命その任務をやりますけれども、若田さんは非常にですね人を安心させてリラックスさせて仕事をさせてくれるので、そういう面では私もリラックスをして仕事ができるんじゃないかというふうに思ってます。Yeah, so I answered that. Sorry, it's a little bit long, but I will summarize that. So he's really good at capturing, robot arm technique. So he's my actually kind of like a goal. And also not only the robot arm, but his character is really great. So he's my like a goal in my life. And I can work with him. He will work as a Capcom, and I'll work as a M1 operator to catch the HTV. So I think we can work together with big like a mission together, and he can maybe give me really good advice, and he can make me relax. So this is gonna be really good opportunity to show the like cooperation, not only international but also Japanese yeah, people's work. So I answered such kind of things. Yeah. По-русски так же, да?
I should speak Russian now, I believe.
Ваката-сан очень-очень хороший астронавт. Для меня он пример. У него очень хороший опыт, навык, чтобы управлять робот-манипулятор. И также у них очень хороший характер. Поэтому он обязательно пример. Мы можем работать вместе. Он на ЦУП в Хьюстоне, я на МКС, работать по роботу-манипулятору. И это очень важно. И, может быть, мы можем показать, может быть, хорошие работы, да, в мире. Поэтому я постараться. И я думаю, что у Kazakhstan много опытов, поэтому у него будет немного хороший, может быть, ответ, совет для меня. И я могу, может быть, с уверенностью и спокойно делать задачу удачно. Я так отвечал по-японски.
This is what I said in Japanese. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your interesting questions. I would like to say thank you to our crew members for your answers. This completes our news conference, and I would like to ask the crew to stay here because we will be taking pictures. Let's wish them good luck. Backup crew, you can leave, and I would like to ask our prime crew to stay here.